a while ago, I bought this TIG welder. Hopefully, it works. If it does work, it's going to take repairing Millie here to a completely different level.
Biggest problem I've got is that they're too long to touch the roof.
Hi there guys, and welcome back to the workshop. We're here again. Feels like forever that I've been here, but we're back again, and well, we're not working on Millie actually. We're going to do something else, something that I've been wanting to do for about a month, I think. So you've pretty much seen that I've been using my MIG welder for a while, and I did mention in a previous video that I bought a TIG welder. Now I haven't been able to get my TIG welder up and running, mainly because I didn't have a gas bottle. Now I've got a gas bottle. So thank you to my friend Nicholas that allowed me to buy a gas bottle from him. So now I've got a pure argon gas bottle. So what we need to do now is get that thing started. So I've been and bought the trolley. Now as you can see, my MIG welder is on a trolley on wheels, and the TIG welder is stuffed down there below. Not ideal if you're going to use it, because all the cables are kind of stuffed in the back of it there. So I've been and bought another one of those wagons. We're going to put that wagon together. We are then going to connect the gas bottle to it, and then we can test it, and hopefully it works. So this is the welding trolley that I bought. It is from Biltema in Sweden. I really like these welding trolleys. They are nice and easy. Pretty cheap, it's about 50-60 quid for one of these. They're pretty good to build up, and they do the job basically. You can buy these off of Amazon. I'll try and find a link to something similar to this off of Amazon, but I like the fact that it's an open construction. I have seen a few with drawers down here, which is probably fine, but it's nothing that I really want. I like the open construction, that I've got shelves that I can put things on. But it's not ideal to have the TIG welder down there, the MIG welder up there, basically because we can only get one gas bottle on there, and I need two. So we're going to build this trolley up, and then once we've done that, we can put the gas bottle onto it, and we can sort everything else out, and then we can start to weld.
A few moments later.
So there we are, all built. Like I say, really nice little wagons to build. They've got the two chains on the back to hold the gas bottle. They are pretty light. Once upon a time in my life, I would have probably said that I'll build one of these trolleys. I would have probably made the excuse that you couldn't buy them in exactly the configuration that I want and things like that, and it's a nice little job to build on my own. But I'm older and hopefully wiser, and that's so much easier to build a wagon like that done, and it does everything I want it to do. So we're going to attach the gas bottle on there, put the TIG up on the top there. So we've got one little extra that I want to build on this because it's a TIG welder. So any of you that have TIG welded before will know you need TIG rods. Well, I want my TIG rods to be there. So I bought 1/2 meter of 50mm drain pipe with a bung in the end of it, and I'm going to attach that to the side there. I'm probably going to use these bolts that are already there, and it'll fit probably on the corner there, but then you can put the filler rods inside that tube there. So with that now mounted to the side, I can take my welding sticks that I bought that don't actually fit in the room, and they will... Biggest problem I've got is this they're too long to touch the roof. And they'll fit there. Brilliant. Right, let's get the welder loaded onto there now. Right, a new day because, well, I made a miscalculation. So I've got the gas bottle, got everything set up ready, and I went to connect the hose from the gas bottle to the welder and found it didn't have a hose. So I thought, well, I've got plenty of hose on the back of the MIG welder, so I'll take some hose of that. So I cut a piece off, like that. I thought I'd use that on there, but no. These have got a different dimension to that one. So the hose that I had got, this one that I chopped off of that, doesn't fit. So I had to get some more hose. So I've got that, so I'm now going to attach the hose to the gas bottle and to the welder. I might also replace the one on the MIG welder as well. But once that's done, we can then test the welder, finally. So the good things with these bottles are, these are, like I say, a pure argon bottle, but they come with a quick connector on them. So as soon as the bottle comes, you connect it up to it like that. It's got the regulator built straight into the bottle, so I never have to worry about the regulator being bad, because every time I get a new bottle, it gets a new regulator on it. So they're really good bottles, and like I say, with the quick connector on them, it's a simple, quick swap. And I've got the same on that as well. Slightly different attachments by the look of it. This one seems to be slightly smaller than that one, so you don't get them mixed up, but there you go. So these are 10 litre tubes, and they should last me, I don't know, a while, I suppose. So all I have to do now is attach an earth clamp to some metal, plug it all in, switch the gas bottle on, and we'll find out if this thing even works. Well, it started up and it makes a buzzing noise, so that's a good thing. All I'm going to do now is change it to DC, because I'm not using aluminium at the moment, and it's not on a pulse, it's on a straight, and we're putting it on 2-stroke or 2 whatever that is, and I think the amps are going to be alright there, about 35 amps for what I'm welding. I'm going to be welding, I've got some 2mm and some 1mm plates. I think 35 is a pretty good start somewhere. So what I'm doing now is sharpen my tungsten, and off we go. Okay, so we'll start off with some 2mm, because it's probably more forgiving than using 1mm, especially as I'm learning what I'm doing with this. So yeah, let's see if we can make a spark. fully heated it up. It's good to start with. I had a very, very long down slope on it, which I didn't like, so I've turned that off. That seemed to go right, but we'll turn the power up. That definitely works. Definitely making progress on that. Let's try and add some filler material. Blam. Okay, so what we can see there then is we've done a few passes. So the first pass was about there, and I did that. It was only about 35 amps, which was a bit too small. Turned up to about 40, still a bit too small, and then we went up to this one, which was about 60 amps. I was quite happy with about 60 amps. So then we added some filler material in there. Not too bad, I don't think, for my first try on this machine, and probably about my 10th time of TIG welding, something like that. I'm fairly happy with that. Now I need to spend, definitely got warm, a few more hours practicing. So these are my first welds. This is 2mm thick, fairly good penetration if you ask me on both sides. That's the back side and that's the front side. Now I just ran this, they're just butt jointed together just to see that it could do it. I did the same with this one, butt jointed a 1mm piece together. I then tried to do a fillet joint, which turns out I'm not very good at yet. So I need to do a lot more practice with fillet joints with a TIG welder. But then I thought I'd do some overlap joints, and they came out, I think, really, really nice. So this is 1mm overlap joint there. And there is another. Oh, that's the back side of the overlap joint actually. And I also tried one of the things that I'm probably going to do a lot of, and that is spot welds. And I think they came out really, really well as well. So then I decided to go up in thickness. So this is 2mm thick, and they're the butt joints as well, I think, or the overlap joints. I think they came out really, really, really well. So it looks like this welder works all right. Right, so I've been using this for a while now, and there's only one thing that's annoying me about it, and that is this. My earth clamp. It's about 10 centimeters long. I mean, it's tiny, really, really tiny compared to the TIG pipe. It's huge. That one is massively long. So hopefully I'm going to sort that out now. So I went to the shop the other day to buy some 16mm or 16 square millimeter earth cable, and they had this cable and they had 6 meter rolls of it, which is way more than I need. I want to probably, let's say, 3 meters, and that cable was about 280 crowns, something like that, which is about 20 quid, 15, 20 quid, something like that. And I only really need half of it. So it did kind of feel a bit like a waste of money really to buy all that cable and then only use half of it. But I did notice that. What am I going to do with jumper cables? Well, these jumper cables are actually, as you can see there, the same size. So if I cut the clamps off, the red or the black clamps off of this cable, then I have now a 3 meter earth cable, and all I have to do is swap the ends over on that, and I've got a cable, and that cost about half, or a bit less actually. It cost about 150 crowns, something like that, which is about £10. So that's, hopefully if that works, that's going to be a nice cheap fix, and that could be something that somebody may be able to use at one point, that you don't need to buy special earth cables for welders.
jumper cables will do the same job. So let's get these undone, cut them off, and then we'll move over the connectors on that. That was one. That's one end. So on this end with the clamp, it's got a little bolt on there, so we need to undo that nut there and take this off, and then I need to crimp on one of those terminals, which I hope I've got. Well, that's on there. Well, that's a slight difference. So I feel fairly confident that works really, really well, and I think I'm all right at doing it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to test it real life. I just filmed a section where I said I was going to do this bit, and then I bottled out. I'm not going to do that bit. I thought I was, but I'm not going to do that to start with. I thought I'll start with somewhere a little bit less visible, underneath the floor, underneath the carpet instead. I lost my bottle there and chickened out. Right, I've been playing around with this now for probably a couple of hours. Been playing around with the settings on the machine and testing things like that. So one of the things I've worked out is that I need to have some filler wire sometimes. So I've used some MIG wire, actually, 0.8 MIG wire, and that worked really well when I needed to fill something in. I've also been playing around with the settings, so I've turned the amps up a bit. I was down at 5 amps, and I've now turned it up to about 5 amps, which seems to work really well, and I'm hoping the camera can pick that up. The light might reflect into it, and I'm not sure whether you'll get it or not, but that has gone all right, actually. It is, I am blowing holes every so often, but at least I'm able to weld them up now. So I've gone around and tacked in as much as I can of it. That corner's going to be a bit of a problem, but that's where I started. And here it might be a bit thin. There, it's a massive gap there, so that'll probably end up getting done with the MIG welder. But wherever I can, I'm going to go around now and TIG weld the rest of all of that, just so I can play with the settings and learn to TIG weld. So this is 0.7 of a millimetre, that material, and the floor I don't think is much thicker, to be honest. So it might be 1 mil, in which case this material here is probably too thin compared to that, and I'll need to get some 1 mil to do rest of stuff. But that's not too bad, actually. I know it looks a bit of a mess, but the fact that it's like my second time welding this thin material, I'm quite happy. It's gone quite well. Here, they did actually get some really good welds along there, so I'm fairly happy with that. So I'm now going to sit here for another few hours and play around with this welder and try and weld that plate in, and I will show it to you on my next video. I'm not going to add that in now because it's going to take me too long to do all of that, but it's good fun to play with it. Now, in regards to this welder, it is the HZXVOGEN. I don't know how you say it, but that is what it is anyway. And it is, as I said in the beginning, the HVT250P, and it's AC/DC. So I will be in the future testing some aluminium on this. But I think that's a pretty good welder. For the amount of money I paid for it, which is, like I say, second-hand off a marketplace, that's a good little welder. And I know I've been looking at kind of new prices on these sort of things, and they're about 200 quid for a welder that good. And it seems to do whatever I need to do for it. So I need to now carry on playing with this. If you like what you've seen in this video, and obviously you want to see more TIG welding, press that like and subscribe. Oh my God. Press that like and subscribe. Okay. Press that like and subscribe. Oh, why? Subscribe. Press that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot for watching, and bye-bye.